Okay, let's see if people come on. I'm doing just a simple, I do my social media post. Nope, that's a bad picture. Discard. There we go. I can grab the link. Okay, they're just a little bit late. Okay, we're here. Okay, we'll see who all shows up. No, Wizard is never late. Daniel, we are not doing Italian pills today because yesterday was just too much for me. There was just too much going on, and I've decided that I am going to just turn every last Sunday of the month into a Q&A session. So we'll see if anyone shows up. I'll definitely stream for at least 30 minutes and stuff, but yeah, here we are. Oh, in Spokane Brewing News, for all of you who care, when we had on Genus, we had Thomas from Emory show up several times, and he has announced that he is probably within the next 6 months, or not 6 months, 6 weeks. Yeah, probably within the next 6 weeks, I think, going to have a open brewery here in Liberty Lake. So Emery's fermentation project, if you are not already following it, let me... Oh. And yes, you are never late, Daniel. Given the fact that in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, I get to see you. I get to put a face. Well, I already know what your face looks like. I've already met you in person. But it's, let me... But those of you who care for the Emory stuff, there's a link. We're so excited. This has been such a long project, but yep. So the new brewery is, it's Emery's Beer and Mead Works now. It's not Emery's Fermentation as much. His whole premise is historically modern fusion beer and mead. No, not last Q&A. Last Sunday is a Q&A. I had a really long day yesterday. Let's just say that. That's Yesterday was a really long day and I have barely any mental energy. So, I decided I wasn't going to throw together a actual prompt. We're just going to do Q&A. So, Connor, if you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the chat. Let's go here. Nope, we're going to copy link. Copy link. No, no, you guys have not gotten rid of me that quickly. It's only been... Uh, so... Connor, yes. I need to figure out this latency because I actually strongly dislike it. Okay. Um... It's probably a match broadcasting. But yes, rye can get sticky. And Daniel probably... Yeah, because they're... Well, it's not even 6 weeks, but yeah, we'll get you back over to try Emery's. But, sorry. Get instructed. Connor, yes, rye can get very sticky. I do recommend some extra rice hulls. What percentage of rye that are you using? Because I've had a beer that is 100% rye, and it legitimately tasted like syrup. It was just so thick and viscous. It was kind of nasty. And I should probably just put some music on for myself, but hey, I am here. So I'll wait till we catch up. And yeah, 15% is really not bad though. Like once you start getting into 20%, I believe that's when it starts getting an issue. But what Jimmy said about the you can do a beta glucose rest, which would help with the stickiness of the mash, and then of course any enzyme breakers. Uh, yeah, I know Genus carries some enzyme breakers. Um, I'm sure that your local homebrew shop does too. Because let's be honest, most homebrew shops do. Okay. That actually doesn't sound too bad a recipe. Glucobuster. Oh, and are you using flaked rye? Uh, I'm a little jealous of that. And a gluten-free homebrew shop. Oh, my friend. One of my friends would be really into that since she is gluten-free. But Connor, I'm just curious of what type of rye you're using. Because that actually plays a lot into it. Because if it's like flaked rye, you don't have to worry as much as it is like a malted rye, in my opinion. But rye is one of the not heard of that one. Mega. Huh? Yeah, I saw the. Okay. Oh, that actually sounds like a good rye, Connor. And I have at least I have chocolate rye in my tropical stout recipe, which I have not brewed because again yesterday became kind of a mini shit show. So yeah. So I'm actually kind of glad I have not signed up for. I missed the deadline for signing up for the homebrew comp, but I'm hoping to get it brewed at least, so that way I can get it bottled and hand it to you, Daniel, just for you to have and enjoy later. Yeah, I don't know because yeah, Northern Brewer also has this. Oh no, yeah, Northern Brewer sells the Rim Rock as well. Too bad we. Too bad Peter's not as involved with the homebrew shop as he used to be. Just being busy and having to hand management to people, which is a good thing. It's a very good thing. He's still very involved, but yeah, no, definitely. Well, and given the fact that we're starting to drive up interest, especially in my homebrew club, since we had 3 people actually interested, Daniel. But of course, we're a fairly new homebrew club, and I'm not drinking still, so the whole me not drinking doesn't help the whole getting homebrew put together. So, but yeah, no, Connor, that legitimately is the best way is to sadly make a beer with it and see how it turns out. So, any other questions, or we could just keep talking about rye. Like I'm happy I talked about rye, as it is a grain I actually really enjoy in beers. I at some point in time need to build a rye PA. And what I need to do is I do need to just sit down, buckle down, and buy Brewfather just so that way I can keep building recipes for you guys. Floor Brewing has a rye beer that's 25% rye. Plus, I don't know if she's doing much nowadays. Let's go look at our Brewfather. So she uses Pilsner, rye malt, Vienna malt, Carapils, Karastan, and Cunimont. Okay. Yeah, and Daniel, I am part of their Facebook group, and they did make a post about it, and I did comment on it a couple times, to try to drive interest, for IBU. So in Spokane, we have, well, the greater Spokane area, we technically have 3 clubs. So in Spokane proper, we have IBU for Inland Brewers United. In the more of the valley, we have the Spokane Rotating Mashers, which is the club that I'm leadership in. And then the reason I say we have 3 is because just over the border in Post Falls, we have Warriors of the Rotating Tap, or WART. And Connor, not yet. I am, as both Jimmy, Hayden, if he pokes his head in, can tell you, I have been kind of prepping myself to get into brewing lots of different sours. I'm planning to really go kind of all in with the sour, so I'll be playing a lot with different Bretts in the near future. Uh, there, but it is um, uh, different sours. So I have a bunch of different sour beers that I'm going to get some starters going. I have some sour yeast planning. Planning to do bread. Yeah, I'm planning to have like 6 to 7 different sours going at once. So that way we can blend. Jordan from the Brew Labs slash Brewlosophy has when he talked about winning the Oregon Homebrewer of the Year, really dived down into how he kind of handles sours in his recipe stuff. So that's going to be my jumping off point. And Daniel, I don't think so. I didn't know if your competition was Washington only or not. Um, there, so next year we absolutely can go ahead and get them roped in, and then I will talk to you in person about the homebrew festival that SRM is looking to try to hold to see what we can do there and maybe get some of your opinions and stuff. And I told to Hayden that you're going to be in town, so Hayden might want to meet up and have a beer with you. I've invited Jimmy as well. So, but yeah, no, Connor, I'm very stoked to have. We have actually a lot of great fruit here in the Spokane area. Just north of us is Green Bluff, which is like just look up Green Bluff and you'll see so many fruit farms and stuff and everything there that to do some fruited sours. But the big thing when it comes to sours, this was his big thing is actually have several batches of sour going all at the same time. Don't just have one batch. And then be prepped to blend them together. So let me. It is Jordan on the Brew Lab. Is this? Oh, okay. Here we go. I think this is it, Connor. Um, I'm not listening to it, obviously, but that is. I'm pretty sure that's the podcast episode with Jordan from the Oregon State Homebrewer of the Year. But have several blend, and then also make sure you have a clean batch. So what you do is you brew your base beer, whatever your base recipe is, and then you throw just a very simple, clean farmhouse saison, maybe even a Kavaiki static, just saying that to just really get a very clean version of the beer. Not like so that way when you blend, you're blending to taste, because that's ultimately what sours are. Is you don't want too sour, but you want sour enough and stuff. So yeah. Um, okay, and Daniel, yeah, that's a big thing. Just mentioning it next year. So yeah, we I will work with you next year to really hit the ground running for the getting entries from the Spokane Brewers and stuff. And I really want to poke your brain about how to run a competition here in Spokane. Because I think that is one of the issues with us not having the uh, response that you were looking for is we maybe have two. Well, no, we have 3 or 4 regular competition brewers, and not even regular, but we have 3 or 4. We have like one regular competition brewer, and then 3 or 4 people that brew for competitions. Jimmy being one of those 3 to 4 that brew for competitions. I wouldn't call you a regular. Jake is the only person I really consider a regular competition brewer, and I don't know how much he's brewing currently. Um, there, but I know that we have a new guy in my homebrew club that's really into it. He's gotten like me and him are messaging back and forth. I want to get into it more and stuff, but I think that so I was sorry, rambling. But one of the big points is if the fact that we don't have a competition here based in Spokane. It's we don't have the drive to have competition style beers. A lot of our competitions are like, oh, pro-am with this weird little requirement and stuff, or yeah, lots of pro-ams of just like, oh, just submit whatever you want, and it's not like, oh, okay, we're actually doing judging, giving you feedback on your beers, and that's the one major thing I think that we really need here in Spokane. And Jimmy can probably correct me if I'm wrong on how many people he feels are competition brewers slash how many the need for a actual homebrew. And that's saying you mentioned partnering for brewery, and I can absolutely partner for brewery to do that competition tasting. Uh, okay. Oh, come on. Opening up a new tab. Oregon homebrew competitions. Yeah, well, I know that, and Connor, I don't know if they're saying Southern Oregon. It looks like most are in Portland. But there's a list of the Oshbodie, Oregon State Homebrewer of the Year competitions that are sanctioned competitions for that event. But yeah, no, Daniel, one of the big things once I am able to start consuming uh, alcohol legally again is going to be uh, working on getting my palate so I could be a judge. Yeah, no, Jimmy, I agree, and I think that it just I'm hoping that come the second half this year, I'll be able to start making it to some IBU club events again. Um, yeah, I like the second half this year. I want to make it to IBU club events so that way I can start hopefully promoting some cross pollination between the two homebrew clubs and some more collaboration because I think that will actually be healthy and good for us. I also am planning to go visit the work meetings once I'm able to start drinking again myself. Just so that way it is A, I'm putting a presence into the homebrew community, and B, it is we're starting to get people to realize that there's more than just their one homebrew club there. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, yeah, and AHA is the American Homebrewers Association, Connor. There is a ton of great resources on that website. Like you have access to, I think, almost all the previous panels for HomebrewCon. You get discounted tickets to HomebrewCon, which hopefully I will be going to this year. And uh, everything. And Daniel, I live in Spokane. I can make it down to Boise easily enough for the tasting exam, and would love to also go down to like maybe Portland for the tasting exam. So there. But no, one of the big goals is to get not just me, but maybe one or two of my other homebrew club members to get through the BJCP certification. I think Tim might be BJCP certified. If not, he's going to be someone I might bother some. Um, there, and Tim is actually I was able to talk to Tim, and he's going to actually start helping me build recipes for these for when I do these styles of beer, which will be the Italian pills. So you can look forward to both a Tim and a Hayden recipe, and then we'll build our own recipe for the Italian pills next week. Yes, next week. I have to make sure I get time planned for that because we're celebrating my mom's birthday on Saturday. So that will be fun. Okay. Uh yeah, no, I can. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I definitely do want to go to HomebrewCon. There's at least one of my friends who lives now in Denver that wants to go. But maybe when is that this year? Because that actually, when that is, October 12. I may not be going actually at all, based off when that date is. I forgot to. 10th through 12. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Because that's October 10th through 12. Sorry, I'm just reading what's let me switch my screen so that way you guys can read too. Shared screen. So this is what's at the HomebrewCon. I realized they went silent there. So the gathering might be fun. Exclusive headline speakers. There's no way I'm going to be ready to take the education exams. There. The exclusive headline speakers might be fun because I do enjoy panels. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I can get some. Maybe I get some people to just go to GABF. Okay, so it does look like okay, that's good news. It looks like they are going to reevaluate how they are doing 2025. no club night, which is what I know that you and Adam really enjoyed. I was gonna say I've heard really good things actually about previous homebrew cons, so it is something definitely to check out, especially if you do want to up your brewing game at all. There is, I know that one of our professional brewers, Adam Boyd, here in Spokane, has presented a few panels. I attended one of the homebrew cons virtually during COVID and learned quite a lot, especially about gluten-free beer. Um, yeah, so there's merit, but of course it's not the be all end all. Um, so yeah, I do need to. Hayden, I do know I need to sign up for my AHA and list SRM as my homebrew club. What do you mean, Daniel? Like, as in like we would club night would just be a proams or yeah, and I do actually hope that it returns to its own event because like the panels and the learning is what makes HomebrewCon really special. I feel. Yeah, no, Jimmy, me too. I think me and you were in the same boat because we were both talking about going there. And who knows, maybe that is something that we look into is hosting our own kind of mini homebrew convention here in Spokane and stuff because God knows we have enough convention center space. Both, yeah, we have enough space to hold those types of events. Um, make a note of that. Maybe our festival turns into a mini con. Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. Is there a Washington Homebrewer Society? So I'm wondering. There is a Washington Homebrewers Association. Okay. Oh, hey, Daniel, on the Washington Homebrewers Association, you were the first hit for the competitions for 2024, which makes sense. Yep, I'm looking at it. Wow, the delay is crazy. I'll need to fix that up for future. Hours are closed. Make a note of that. We'll need to. Yeah, on the Washington Homebrewers Association website. Well, first, and we'll see if you're going to be best down the road. Yeah, no, Jimmy. That's actually something. So, spoilers. What we're trying to do is actually have like a homebrew festival here. SRM putting that on. But I am now starting to think about long term, possibly convention stuff. Um, and seeing what we can do to get both, because I know we can actually get a lot of the professional brewers involved. So, but yeah. And Connor, what you just said is the best thing: is to get professional brewers to taste your beers. I know that me and Jimmy have had Peter and Tim to taste our beers, plus plenty of others. I know that Matt from Humble Abode has tasted. Yeah, no, professional brewers love tasting. Actually, like they love tasting homebrew. Um, is that's the one thing I found is because with homebrew we can experiment with ingredients that they financially can't experiment with. We can do things that they financially can't do because they don't know if it's viable yet. So we can do the weird cool stuff, and then they can taste it and go, yes, awesome, okay, that's a cool idea. So, oh, that actually does work, and then go and do it on the bigger scale, their own version. So it's a really cool symbiotic relationship, and stuff. And stuff. But yeah, no, it's awesome. And like again, they are going to give you honest opinions. That's actually the beauty of homebrew, professional brewers, is when they taste beer, they're going to tell you, oh, this tastes off, and stuff. And Jimmy's right, legally brew with. Yeah, because like an average cost of one of our batches of beer for 5 gallons is $50, and that's just for a professional homebrewer. That's one hop edition on a smaller system, if not more. So the financial weight cost of if it doesn't turn out well is just so much higher, um, and everything. So okay, well, any other questions? Since actually I feel like this actually turned into a very good, like, just talk about the homebrew clubs, getting some ideas rolling, discussing Connor's rye stuff. And again, future, please send me any future. Oh yeah, so there it's not major risk there, but yeah, um, and stuff. But if you guys have any future questions for a Q&A session, I will gather them for Sundays. The last Sunday of the month is going to be Q&A sessions. And I was being generous of just when you don't buy in bulk, Jimmy, is $50. I need to, well, once I get back into homebrewing and stuff, start buying in bulk. But I have, good news is I am up to 8 non-alcoholic IPAs. So I will get that event scheduled. I may look at the 24th. I may see if I can get more NA IPAs by the 24th. That seems doable. Um, to just do a tasting event, and I'll see if I can get a guest in here. Which also involves me borrowing Genus's equipment and seeing if I can get that to work for a mic. Honestly, I may just text Peter and just say, "Hey, can we just do this event at your place?" and stuff. So I will see, but we'll figure out the NAIPAs. Yeah. So I need to actually just start making a list of which ones I have, so that way we are good. But yeah, any other questions before I wrap this up? To go have tea and write, enjoy restaurant week, and play miniature games with a friend. We're waiting. Uh, so I go to Revival Tea every Sunday. Um, and I would use their teas and beer. We use it for uh, our local kombucha person uses their teas for kombucha, and I drink peppermint and ginger peach before I switch to random teas. But I would use almost any of their teas in a beer. I actually have a bunch of teas to try to use in beer. So I do want to do Earl Grey. I do want to do a chai. Um, they have a couple others. Lapsing tea. But yeah, no, Daniel, there's several teas I want to do, and once I brew a couple batches of beer, using teas, I will probably do a live stream talking about that. Like I can talk about the best ways to put coffee in beer. So we got Sierra Nevada, partake, athletic. So, and yeah, there is. Yeah, we have several small breweries here in Spokane. And Daniel, because breweries don't open super early, on Saturday, if you and Adam want to go get breakfast and or teas, I am totally down. I have legitimately booked out my full Saturday for you. So I am happy to hang out. Maybe Jimmy, Jimmy, why do you say stuff like that? Why do you say stuff like that? Because now that is, I want that now. I want to experiment with that. Hey, we'll make it work. We will make it work. So okay. Well, I'm going to wrap this up because I know we can go on forever. But I will talk to you all later and figure out stuff. So thank you so much. You have a great rest of your day.